everyone, welcome to another episode of Tubby Time. Today we are going to take a recipe that most people think is pretty difficult and show you that it's actually easy to make at home, hopefully. And what is that recipe? It's crepes. Let's get started. We're going to start off by using my magic bullet. You can use a blender. Depends, I guess, really on how big you want the recipe to be, like how many crepes you end up wanting to make. We don't need a lot. I don't really know how it's going to turn out, so I cut the recipe in half. I'm going to start off with an egg and hopefully no shell. Now we're adding a 1/4 cup of water, 6 tablespoons of milk, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1½ tablespoons of butter. Just gonna chop this up a little bit more so it'll be easier to blend. 1/2 cup of flour, and 1¼ teaspoons of sugar. So I've never done anything except shakes and smoothies in the Magic Bullet. Let's see how this goes. I would say everything's blended. It's definitely not as thick as pancake batter. It's thin, but it's supposed to be like that because once you put it on the pan, it should spread out. We are using a non-stick pan, and it is on medium heat right now. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of butter so when we do put the crepe batter on, it's hopefully doesn't stick.
You just said the pan's non-stick.
I know. This is just a extra precaution. So we'll give that a minute or two. Butter is melted. Getting excited. I've never done this before. I'm just trying to get it on the bottom of the whole pan. I'm gonna pour a little bit of this batter in, see how much it spreads out. Oh, it's clumpy.
Clumpy still. What are you doing?
Oh no! We're just gonna go for it. Why is it so clumpy?
Just the butter.
Oh yeah, it's probably the butter. You're right. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Make sure it fills out the whole bottom of the pan. Let it sit. What's supposed to happen is it's supposed to get less like wiggly, and the edges are supposed to brown a little bit, and then that's when we flip.
Do you want to mix it up a little more?
No, it's just butter. It'll be fine. So the kind of crepes we're making today are kind of like dessert crepes. I cut up some strawberries. I'm gonna make some homemade whipped cream, and we're gonna put like a Nutella hazelnut spread on it. But I mean, there's so many different kind of crepes you can do. You can do like breakfast ones with eggs in it, or like savory ones and use like spices, I guess. You can just make it your own. Over here, it's starting to get a little harder. Gonna give it another minute or two. This side's definitely cooking faster. I'm not good at being patient. I changed my cooking utensil to a rubber spatula just so I can lift the sides up a bit. It might be easier. I think I might have just used a little too much butter. I mean, at least it's not sticking, so I guess that's a good thing. Oh, it's breaking. I'm going to attempt to flip it now. Oh, my lord. How is this supposed to flip? I think we used too much butter. I'm going to dump this and try it again.
I would blend up the stuff a little more and just keep it on there for a few minutes.
No, I don't want to. I'm trying to spread it out a little bit more. Make it thin and hopefully easier to flip. I think it's separated. Like now it's going to be like 2 different parts. See, now that whole bottom piece that I did first is probably cooked and hardened.
That's fine. We have Miss Impatient over here. I think realistically, with this skillet, you should be able to just let it slip off, and once it's good to flip, it'll just slide around, you know?
You would hope so.
Just like a pancake would.
It's coming off on the edges right over here, a little bit over here. I'm just gonna see. It's really thin over here. It's been on here for 7 minutes, so I just turned the heat up a little bit. Oh my God, I don't know how I'm supposed to flip this whole thing. Ugh, breaking. How hot. I'm gonna use both. Ah! I got it! I did it.
Yeah, that works.
It is working. I just gotta spread it out a little bit. Oh my God. There we go.
Working great.
It is working.
Something's up with, there's something fucked up with this because it's supposed to, it looks very eggy. Like, I don't know why.
I know.
But I think you need to mix that batter better. Just put it on the blender for a little bit longer.
Go ahead. Do you want to put it on the blender?
Yes.
Go for it. I'm just going to need the top washed for the whipped cream. With soap and water, there's raw egg in there.
Oh my God.
That side looks better.
Yeah.
I just flipped this for a third time. It's looking less gooey. I guess it might be done by now. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're just going to say it's done. So while that's cooling off a little bit, I'm going to do some homemade whipped cream. And all you need is heavy whipping cream. I'm just going to eyeball it. And we're going to add a little bit of vanilla extract. And just a little bit of sugar. We are going to blend this up until it forms whipped cream. And look at that. It was that simple. Yep. Moving on. So here we have our lovely kind of weird broken crepe, but this is our first time. Don't judge us. We're going to put a little bit of hazelnut spread on it. Store brand, so they can't actually call it Nutella. Oh, this is kind of hard. Just gonna spread this over it. There, now it's melting. Gonna add some freshly cut strawberries. And then add homemade whipped cream. And that is how you make a dessert crepe at home. I want to kind of fold this in, but the crepe isn't really, it's breaking. So it doesn't look pretty. I'm hoping it'll taste all right. Yeah, it's like a taco crepe. There we go. Ta-da! That's awful.
All right, I'm taking over. Cayla needs a break. We went back and tried to make, that crepe was just so crunchy, we wanted to figure out what was going wrong before. And it was a combination of the butter, we used too much butter, and the heat on the skillet. So this is actually, we're starting at a medium high right now. So what I'll show you is how we did it again, how we got it to turn out correct. So the pan's already warmed. I'm just gonna throw this on here. We actually didn't bring it to the edge this time, but I am just sort of trying to get it thinned out by just moving the pan around. It's not going to be perfect because I don't have one of those twirly things. So that looks terrible, but it'll work. And we'll just throw it on there. It's cooking much faster than it was before on a medium heat. And with these, we're just going to put the ingredients on the same way we did before and go from there. There we go. Perfect. Didn't stick at all. It's looking good. I'm just give it a few minutes on this side. Not even. And what you're going to end up with is something like this that's nice and pliable and you can fold and all that good stuff. And you got some brown on that side here. So it's looking good. It's not going to be, you don't want it overcooked. All right, that's looking much better. Like I said, it's sloppy, but it works. So we'll add that to our plate. And I'm sure you guys don't need to see us put ingredients on those again. So we're going to do those and then we'll do our taste test. So we're going to try both versions here. We have the professional made baker. I work in a bakery. I work in a crepe shop. This one. She didn't know that before we started this recipe. And
then we have the shitty one.
Then we have the taco.
What?
You might as well just throw it on the floor at this point. Just like mash it.
Looks like crap anyway.
God, you were so depressing. Just like my mother.
You can't even like pick this up with a fork. It's crunchy.
If Taco Bell made crepes, that's what it would be. Delicious.
Strawberries are great.
The strawberries are the standout for that, I think. Now let's, oh God, this one's just so beautiful. I don't want to rip it apart. See how that cuts? It cuts like butter. It's just...
Pretty good dessert.
That's good.
Homemade whipped cream, I think, adds that extra little thing.
So remember, if you're going to make these, you can use a nonstick skillet. I actually want to do these on a flat top one day. I think that'd be fun. I don't know how you would.
We'll do breakfast ones.
Yeah, I don't know how you would spread them out, but whatever. But yeah, remember, medium-high heat. Don't add more butter. It's our first time making them.
Yeah. We winged it.
We winged it because we wing recipes on the channel, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
So now you know. And we hope you got some value out of it. If you did, please smash that like button. Leave us a comment about things you want to see us make next. Subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a video we publish every Sunday.
Did you say like?
Yes. I said smash that like button.
Oh. Yep. And until next time.
Don't look at me. Look at them.
Stay tubby.
God damn.